Hi, welcome. In this video I will explain to you how to use the app and the website ACTIONBOUND for making scavenger hunts. For this app and for this website you need a few things. Like the first thing you need is this app. This app is called ACTIONBOUND. You can download it for free on your mobile device. It's available for Android, it's available for iPhone, so you can find it in your Play Store, App Store, whatever. This is the first thing you need. It's free to use, so just download it and install it on your mobile device. Then I'm going to explain, if you did that, I'm going to explain to you how to make the scavenger hunts with the use of the website. First of all, I will show you how to make an account. This is the website you are going to use. It's called actionbound.com and it's free, as I mentioned before. First of all, you need to make an account, and you do that by clicking on Not Logged In, Sign Up. There are three kind of licenses. First, you have the Pro account. It says business use for team building events, presentations, trainings, and company tours and more. This is the account you need when you're part of a large business and when you are going to use that for your business. It's free, but if you use it for your business, it's not free. So you have to buy the business use, the Pro account. Same for the educational use. The prices are a little bit lower than for business use. So when you're like a teacher or well, doesn't really matter. You need to get the educational use. As I said, it's cheaper than the Pro, but still it's not free. Then you have the personal account. The personal account means that you can make scavenger hunts with this website for free, but it's only for personal use. Even if you're a teacher, you can use the personal account if you make your scavenger hunts for like your family or maybe once in your classroom. It doesn't really matter how much you use it. If it's for personal use, it's not. It's okay to use the personal. So just click on Start Now at the personal. What you need to do now is make an account. So just fill in your credentials. I use test@test.com. No, that's not my username, that's my email address. It's not my real email address. It's just for this purpose, so to show you how to do this. My name is, my username, I'm going to use AK met UFB. AK met UFB, it's a Dutch, well, it's multiple Dutch words. AK stands for aardrijkskunde or geography. Met is with, and UFB is my are letters that I use when I'm at work. So this is what I use as a username. Password, just think of some password you may want to use. And now there are only three things you need to do. First of all, you need to check the first box. When you check it, you say, okay, I know that I'm only allowed to use it for personal use and not for educational or business use. So just check that. Then you have to check the second one. I have read the terms and conditions and the privacy statement and accept these. The third one you don't need to check because it says I would like to receive the ActionBound newsletter, and you don't want that. Well, most of the time you don't want it. So if you want it, just check it. If you don't want it, don't check it. Then you have to click on create account. Oh, this is the problem. I already used this one. So just okay, I've made a new username, email address. Really nice. Okay, I create a new account. Well, my account is created, so I can now start by making a new scavenger hunt, or bound as it's called on this website. You get a few things on the first page. You have a button with public bounds, so you can view bounds with from other people around you. You can create a new bound, or you can view your account. My bounds, library, profile, logout. Then you have your dashboard. And the large button with the big plus on it, it's for making a new bound. So you just click on new bound. First of all, you have to make a title for your bound. Let's call it geography in the Netherlands. I make a URL and I call it GeoNev. These two you have to fill in. The other two, the play mode and the sequence of stages, you don't need to do anything with it. You can change that later on. For now, I'll keep it a single player bound, which means that if you want to play it, you just need one person with one mobile device. If you say multiplayer bound, you can make a scavenger hunt for groups of people with one mobile device. The second sequence of stages, fixed or flexible. Fixed means that the stages are in a fixed sequence, fixed order. You cannot change the order. When you click on flexible, the players can go to all the stages you've created in a different order. So for now, I just keep it this way. Now I say create bound. My bound is about to be created. There it is. Okay. The first thing you have to do when you make a new bound is click on the blue button with the plus in the middle of your screen. Just click on it. Then a menu appears on the right side of your screen. You can choose which of the things you want to add to your bound. So you have stages, information, quiz, mission, find spots, scan code, survey or tournament. When you click on stage, you can structurize your bounds by adding like a start, a finish, maybe a point halfway, which you want to have all kinds of stuff. Information means that you give your players a little bit of information about, well, the surrounding, maybe where to go, directions, that kind of stuff. Quiz means that just literally what it says, like you give your players a quiz, a question. I will explain all the things later on, but for now I'll just keep going. Mission means that you give your players something to do, like explain why there is so much water in your surroundings, or make a picture of something that says geography, I don't know. The next one, find spot, is the most interesting, because if you click on it and you create this, you can make your players go to a certain spot somewhere in your area, which they need to be before they can proceed with the action with the bound. So they need to get to a specific geographical location before they can move on. Then we have the scan code. You can make QR codes which can be scanned with the mobile app, And if your player scans the code, then they can proceed. You can make your own QR codes. You can use QR codes which are in the surrounding already. Like here in the Netherlands, we have QR codes on every lamppost. So you can use those QR codes for your bound. Then we have the survey. Well, it just says what it is. Survey, give them a question and let them take the survey. That's it. Last one, tournament, means that you can make multiple players compete with each other. It's not really like competing, because they have to do it on their own. You just give them instructions. I will begin with stage. Here it says, use stages to structure sections within your bound. Stages only appear to bound players when flexible order of stages is selected in settings. Which means that when you say start, then this stage is always on the same the players get this stage always on the same place in the bound. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but like start, if you put this on the on top of every other element of your bound, this will always be the first thing they need to do. So before they can proceed with other things, they need to get to start before they can even play. You have to give it a coordinate, because your players need to get there before they can start. So just click on select and then find a nice location for your players to start. For my bound, I will get my players to start in the center of Utrecht. We have there the Dom. It's the famous tower in Utrecht. If you click on the place where you want to start, then there will appear a blue circle with a white flag in it. And you say, OK. Coordinates will appear here. And then you click Add. You can choose to get make random mode to get English. It's not my best language. So you can get the random mode, and you can randomize elements, like shuffle all elements of this stage, so everything in this stage will be shuffled, or play only one random element of this stage. You can choose. I will not choose that. They just need to get to start. The first element of my bound is created. Its stage is the start, and the people need to get there before they can proceed. Now I will move on by adding another element. Next thing I want to do is give some information, but only at a new place in the town of Utrecht. So first I need to do is find spot, because I need my people to get there before they get the information. So I'll choose a new spot at the coordinate. Again, I will be selecting, just scroll down. Next place I want my players to go is the big square in the center of Utrecht. It's called Neude. I click on the map and then on OK. My coordinates will appear here. Then there's something you can adjust, like mission and settings. Let's get to settings first. At mode, you can choose if your players get a directional arrow. So they're standing at the dome and they see an arrow in which directions they need to go, or you can show map and they see where to go. So the first one, directional arrow, is a little bit more difficult, but it's also a little bit more fun. Check the thing under there Players must find the spot before they are allowed to continue. This step cannot be skipped. So if you check this one, your players need to get there before they can move on. This is the setting I want to have, and then I'm going to mission, because I need my people to tell what to do or where to go. So I'll just tell my people, my players, to go to the famous square in the center of the city. There are a lot of bars there. You can add text. You can make your text appear bold or italic. You can also add images, movies, sounds, or hyperlinks. I'm not going to do that now. If you want that, just click on them and it will show itself. I will add an image, just for the sake of it. So let's get an image. I need to get a new file, so I will upload a file. Just choose whatever file you want to use, whatever image. Maybe I will use this nice mill. Yes, upload. A new image is uploaded and I will click on select. There's a link here which displays the image. Last thing you need to do is to figure out if you want to award your players points for getting to the point, to the spot. Like 0 points, maybe you want to give them 10 points or 100 points. I don't know, just figure it out. Click on add and then you have a new element in your bound, which shows you on the left side, it shows you how your bound appears on the screen of the mobile device, and on the right side you can see whatever information you give them. When my players are at the place I want them to be, I want them to have a question. So I'm going to add a new element and I say quiz. Question. Okay, I need to think of a question I want my players to answer. So the question I want to give them is, what was the original use of the square node? This is my question. Again, you can choose how much points you want to give them, and then you go to answer. In mode, you can choose for 4 different kinds of inputs. Like solution input, you just give them an empty box and they can type the answer. You can choose multiple choice. You can choose an estimate number. So, well, if your question is how much of how high is the Dom Tower in Utrecht, you can make estimate number, and then you can let them pick a number between, well, let's say 90 and 120, and they can choose. Or sort list, like what's the most used transportation device in Utrecht, and they have to sort it out. I'm just thinking of a question now. I will use multiple choice so I can show you how to do it. I need to add some solutions. So the first one I will say it was for merchants. The second one is it was for the big carnival. The third I want to give them is it was for open space in case of fire. And the last one is it was just for the open space. They liked that. 4 possible solutions, and you have to check the correct answer. So it was for merchants. Then you have a few other things like settings. You can make the amount of attempts. So one attempt. Maybe if you want them to put in the right answer, so correct answer required to continue. If you check that, there are no attempts because they need to get the correct answer. If you don't check this one, you can give them like 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 10, I don't know. You may want to give them a penalty for the incorrect answer. So if they say it was just for open space, they get a penalty for the incorrect answer, 10 points. You may want to give them a hint. If you don't want to do that, just don't. You can give them a solution if the answer is incorrect, if you want to. And the last thing I want you to show is the time limit. If you want your players to move on, even if they don't give you the correct answer, you just click on time limit, and you can give them a time in seconds, like 60 seconds. 60 is already given, but you need to type it in if you want to use the 60. Next thing that says here is threshold at which 10% points deduction applies. What does that mean? For example, if you set this to 15, 10% of the maximum achievable points will be deducted every 15 seconds after the time limit has reached. So, if your player exceeds the 60-second time limit, every 15 seconds, 10% of the points will be deducted. So, if they're giving an answer between 60 and 70 seconds, then, or 60 or 75 seconds, sorry, then 10% of the points, so 10% of 100 is 10 points, will be deducted. If you think you're ready, then you click on Add. As you can see, I now have a quiz as an element in my bounds. I will show you one more thing. I click on plus, I click on Scan Code, because I want them to scan a code somewhere in the area. First of all, I will give them a mission. Find the code which is somewhere around pleintje. It's a small square somewhere in the neighborhood of het Neut. This is the mission. Then there's a code. This code, you can use this code. So you have to make sure this code is placed somewhere in the area you want them to scan it. If you want to use your own code, use your own code. This code you need to scan. So you make sure you have your code already printed, or you made a picture of the code well, live at location. And then you need the ACTIONBOUND app on your phone to make that code your code for this this part of your bound. If you want that, just figure it out. Last thing, settings. I want to make sure my players must scan the QR code. This step cannot be skipped, so they need to get it and then add. When my player has found the QR code, I want them to get a mission. Let's get it. Make a selfie in front of the statue of Nijntje, in which you are almost not visible. Type of solution, because now I have a mission briefing, but I needed a type of solution. So click on type of solution and you can choose between text, upload picture, upload video, upload audio, or none. In this case I want to use upload picture. Then you can choose source, camera, or gallery. I want to use the camera because I want them to make a picture at that location. I don't want them to upload a picture which they already had. If you're ready, then click on add and your mission is added. For now, I think I'm done with my bound, so I will add a stage, and this stage is N. Coordinate, select, I need to get a new coordinate. This is my starting location. This is Damplein. This is Node. I know my players will be somewhere, let me see, here. Because there's where Nijntjepleintje is. Here, sorry. That's where they are. So I want them to go to the next place, which is my final stage, and I want them to end their bound at the, let me see where I want them to go. Well, I want them to go to the big square here, the Bloemenmarkt, Flowers Market. This is my final stage. I say OK. And I say add. For now, I have my bound. I have a starting location stage. They need to get there before they can start. If they are there, they the app will say, okay, you can start. Then they get this information. Go to the famous square in the center of the city, blah, 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 blah. If they're there, they get a quiz. What was the original use? And the next thing they see, if they give the right answer, they get scan code. They need to scan this code before they can move on. Then they get a mission, make a selfie, and then they need to go to the end stage. There's a few things I need to make sure my bound is set to. So I go on the left side to settings. This is my content, which is this. So I go to settings. In my settings, I can adjust a few things. Here we have again the play mode, like single player or multiplayer. I keep it at single player. Visibility for now is public. If you want your bound to be private, so secret, you need to pay €6 for every bound you make. The results, if you have like a quiz or a mission or whatever, you get public results. Public or hide. I want the results to be hidden. I only want them to see to be seen by myself. So just click on hide results. Then next thing is switches. For now I didn't mention switches because it's a bit more advanced. you can use it. Switches means that you can make certain well, let me explain. Like if you play this bound on a Saturday, the next question will appear. If you play your bound on every day but Saturday, this question will not appear. That's the whole point of switches. If you want to use it, click on activate and go through your content again. Then sequence of stages. I want it to be fixed because I want them to make my bound in the order I made it. If you don't really care, or if it's the purpose of your players to be the fastest of many players, then you click on flexible. If you click on flexible, then you get another choice, selection of stages. You can choose from list or scan QR code. If you say choose from list, your players can choose from list which stage they want to go to next. If you click on QR code, you need to give them a list of QR codes for every stage. If you say flexible, you also need to make sure you click on these two, intro and outro, which means that the first and last stages are fixed. So your players cannot start at some random point and then halfway in their bound they get the start stage, which is really strange. So just click on intro, outro. I want to use the fixed. Then you can change your map style. You can use Google Maps, but you can also use Google Maps Aerial. You can use different kind of maps, so just pick one you like and just choose that one. Next thing, track. You can upload a GeoJSON, GPX or KML, which has the directions of the bound. So you can choose from stages or select file. I personally don't use that, but if you want to, you can. Then preload data. Preload map style for offline usage. If you want to make sure your players get the map before they can start their bound, you have to click on yes, which means that if your player loses its internet connection halfway the bound, somewhere when they're around in the city, they don't have like a 4G, then they still have the map. Next thing, leave preloaded bounds on the device after playing. It says useful for large bounds. If you have a large bound and you want players to do your bound on, I don't know, several days, then you can say no, because the mobile app will remember where the players were in your bound. If you don't care if the player loses everything after they exit the mobile app, just say yes. This is all the bound characteristics. Then we have the bound profile. This is some information you want to give your players to see when they want to start your bound. So first of all, you want to have an image. And for now, I'll just use the image I already did. Make a description. This is a bound in the center of Utrecht. You will visit famous places. Very nice. If you want, you can add a website link. You can choose a category: educational, sightseeing, outdoor, cities. Okay. If you want, you can have tags. And then we have the start and destination. Start, you can just click on start, your start location, and click on OK. Same for end. OK. It's useful to make a guess about the bound length. For my bound, I think it will be 1 kilometer. It's always in kilometers. Same for bound duration. I'll say, let's say if you walk 30 minutes. This is everything you needed to do to make your own scavenger hunt for mobile devices. There are 2 things I didn't show you, which I will be doing now. The first are the results, and the second I will show you is this button here. But first, results. If you're on this website, you can see for now your bound has not yet been played, which makes sense because I just made it. But if your bound has been played, then all the results your players put in your as in answers, you can see it here. Everything they uploaded, so answers, but also images, movies they made, everything will appear here. Then the last button, geography in the Netherlands, this big A here. Maybe this is the most important part of everything. Like, if you don't have this page, you cannot play your bound. The first thing you see is this part here, test. Test out your bound before you put it online. The test bound will contain the latest modifications. So if you you click on test, you get this QR code. And if you scan this with your mobile device, you can test your bound. The app doesn't, the bound doesn't need you to be at that specific location, so you can see if your bound is good for playing. Then publish. It says your bound is offline, it cannot be played. Select the button to put it online. So I'll say put current version online. I confirm that this bound will be used for personal purposes only. Yes. Then I say put version online. My bound is online, so everyone who is in the area of the center of Utrecht can play this bound. You can start playing this bound by scanning this QR code with your ACTIONBOUND app. This code, this QR code, doesn't change. So if you print it out and you make changes, it doesn't matter because this QR code is still this bound. This QR code is actually just a QR code of this web page. Last thing is download start instructions. If you do that, then you get a PDF with the name of the bound and the QR code of the bound. So everyone you want to play, you can just show them the PDF or the printed out PDF. This is everything you needed to know about making your own scavenger hunt with the use of ACTIONBOUND. If you like this video, then subscribe or put some thumbs up. If you don't like it, well, just don't do it. I don't really care. I just made this video, so thanks, and well, maybe see you next time. Bye.